Do the crowd and the occasion, does that feed into the sense of nerves? So do you think it'll be a different build-up for the players?
Oh, absolutely, Nathan, 100%. I was reading an interview with Tom Morrissey during the week, and I think he just commented that it's a lot more relaxed. You'll be a lot more relaxed going out into the field. So I know from playing club hurling this year without the crowds. So the match itself, you are trying your absolute damnedest. It's tough, it's intense, it's everything. But the build-up isn't. It's a lot more relaxed. And he mentioned much the same as the way I was feeling, that in the dressing room, you're not too bad. Going out in the field, you're not too bad. You're just getting ready for a match as if you're back in your own club. So, like, if you go back to the times we played in All Irelands, like, you could relate to maybe the lockdowns. Like, it's a tough day. The morning of a match, like, you're just in you're thinking about this. You've built this up for the last, few years. Could be 20, 30 years or 12 months. Depends on the situation. And you can't be really laughing and joking. So I always felt when you got to the hotel, so you're excited in the morning, you go up on the bus, then you get off and you get into the hotel. But hotel means lockdown. That means the joking, the laughing, the crack is gone. But you better get to your seat, eat your lunch, kind of look focused. You're very nervous. You're probably not even able to laugh and joke at this stage. You're not able to drink your soup. You're kind of taking a bite here and there out of your sandwich. Then you get the call to go get onto the bus. So now you're starting to see the light, you're starting to come out of the lockdowns, Nathan, and then you get to Croke Park, and this is where it all starts getting enjoyable for me again. The dressing room, you're still there, you still can't wait for 3:30 to come, but I always felt the dressing room, I never liked it. Tried to be busy in the dressing room. We got in there probably about an hour beforehand, maybe a little bit, an hour and 10 minutes. I was praying that there be a minor final going on, that it wasn't half time in the minor. Get out straight away, stay busy. The last thing I wanted at that stage of an All-Ireland final was to be left with your own thoughts. So I just tried to stay busy doing little things, doing nothing really, and read a little bit of the programme. Back in then, and you got to play in the warm-up area. In the warm-up area then, I spent the majority of my time in there, running, jostling the walls, press-ups, do that, and you could do that. Meant you weren't sitting down thinking about the game. Other lads were different, likes of, we'll say, JJ would be more relaxed, Richie Power would be more relaxed. Different personalities everywhere. But then, as you said, this is where we come to the moment of the crowd. So you're inside in the warm-up area, which is a big green area just underneath the Hogan stand. So once you open that door, you can hear the crowd straight away. So we always felt that it was 3:30 you to be ready for. Brian Cody would have always, mentioned to us, don't let anything, distract you. So if you break your hurl, if you're not feeling great, if, the grass is too long, whatever happens, it doesn't matter. 3:30 is when you need to be ready. So once that door opened, I used to be always first or second out, behind the captain. Not through choice or anything. I just wanted to get out of that dressing room because this is where the enjoyment came back. And once we got out there, I don't know if you come from a farming background up Mayo, Nathan, but we were like cattle coming out of a slag shed, jumping in ice.
I'm not, but I know what you mean.
That was, so that was the time that we could, get on with it again. And it was great. Like the crowd, the noise. Players will tell you that they don't hear it. You don't really hear anything going on, but you do hear that buzz. Like you can feel the goose pimples on your chest, on your back.
You must feel it, Tommy, at the end of the parade, because I think it's one of the best moments of the Irish sporting year, football final or hurling final, when the teams are going down towards the hill and the noise and just the crescendo of this sort of Mexican wave of noise building and building. As a player, when you're getting there, is it literally the hairs are up in the back of your neck?
Oh, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Like before you do it for the first time, you always think this is, when you're looking at the players, they look kind of so focused, they look maybe nervous and that, and you're like, geez, I'd hate to be there kind of a thing, because the pressure that must be on them must be unbelievable. But that is gone at that stage. When you get into that parade, that's probably the most enjoyable part of the pre-match, because, I don't know, it's hard to explain. You're walking around. The first few years, you're told to look at the ground. So you're kind of looking down, wondering who's out in the stand. and I better look focused here in case Brian is looking at me. But I made that mistake my first year, and then when we got to the hour on, I looked up and what?
Oh, sorry. Okay, go on.
And then I looked up after looking at the ground for the whole All-Ireland final parade, looked up and I said, oh my God, there's some crowd here. The nerves hit you then, but no, the parade is magic. It's absolute magic. In my later years, what I tried to do was look around at the crowd, not look for people, but just to build myself up that this is the way it is, because there's no point in going into your number 5 position and then getting a fright that you look up, there's 87,000 people at the game. So I try to build in that into the warm-up and really, focus on half 3, but let's get used to this crowd, let's get used to these surroundings. And then the breakaway, you run into your position and the hour on the vein. And I used to get a crazy habit where I used to have to scratch the middle of my hand. And I don't know what it was. It used to happen. Never happens to me in life, except for I'm in the All-Ireland fight. Well, in the hour on the vein for an All-Ireland final or a big game. But and then you get into your position then, and your man usually hits you a few digs and you don't react, and on you go.